Protect your spine at the gym. We all need to be working out. Exercise is not optional, right? In my chiropractic office, I see a lot of people injuring themselves at a gym or workout classes. I just want to go over a few things to maybe avoid at the gym to prevent that acute need for chiropractic care, injuring your neck, injuring your back. And there's a few exercises that are very commonly the culprit behind these acute injuries. The first one is back extension. The back extension, typically the machine that you're pushing your back against, right? Okay, so you're sitting and then you're pushing backwards like so under resistance. Oh, please don't do that exercise, please. In my book, Happy Back, that I wrote 11 years ago, that was one of the top ones that I wrote. Please don't do this, and the same advice exists today. That includes any machine that you hang up and over upside down and then do extensions in midair. Please don't do those. This just happened to a patient of mine over the weekend. Here we are in 2018. It was another person. He went to the gym the night before, did some cardio, woke up the next day, back felt great. Goes to the gym, does a workout, did some back extensions in the middle of the workout, and after that I was like, oh, I just did something to my back. That's off the list. Back extensions off the list. Again, in theory, as I talk about these different exercises, in theory they make sense. We need back stabilization. We need to strengthen the postural support system of the spine. Too many people hurt themselves. And then take my business card and tape it on that machine because people are going to need me in there. Or if you're elsewhere in the country or the world, take your chiropractor's business card and tape them on that machine as well. Back extensions. Ab exercises. A lot of ab exercises can bother some people. Now, many of us can go do an ab class, butts and guts. We can do Pilates and do all kinds of core work and be totally fine. Some of us can do core exercises and actually injure our back. So be really careful on the ones that you do. Some of the culprits are the ab machine that you sit down and crunch against. Or another one is really bad, the ab twist. Again, the sitting machine, you grab it and twist, grab it and twist. Again, some of you watching the show might say, I've been doing that machine for 20 years and I'm fine. You might be just fine. Other people, when you're going back to the gym and you're wondering if there's something in your workout that's irritating you, that could be it. The ab twist and ab crunch machine and other ab exercises. Deadlifts. Unless you're a power lifter, unless you're training to go to the Olympics, be really careful with deadlifts. So deadlifts, particularly deadlifts with weights, and you know the exercise, you've got the straight legs and you're bending forward like this, keeping the legs straight and coming back up. Just had another patient of mine with a huge back blowout doing straight-legged deadlifts. Again, there really is no reason, particularly if you have a back history, back problem history, and you just want to avoid anything that might be causing a back injury. This patient I'm thinking of is now back in my office and we're dealing with an acute situation. Not good. Can't work, can't do anything around the house, crippled. Okay? So, deadlifts. You could maybe do some deadlifts under coaching, like a one-legged deadlift with body weight or something like that. But for most of us, you just don't need to go there. Squats. Just recently on my show, I talked about a safe squat. You can go to my YouTube page and look at that. It's kind of more of a squat and hold as opposed to doing squats up and down repetitively, which can injure our knees, but also do in the back. I've had patients of mine that say, I'm not doing squats anymore because it's bothering my back, particularly with weights. So, squats. I had another patient recently doing squats and injured a knee, again, because of the repetitive up and down didn't work for that person's knee. Lunges. The traditional lunge, sure, great exercise, gets your heart rate up, gets the cardio portion of it strengthening and so forth, but too many people are doing in their knees, their hip flexors, and their lower back with the traditional lunge. Again, if you want to, I did a safe lunge on a prior show, so you can go and look at the safe lunge, which is again more of a lunge and hold with a couple of other modifications. A new phenomenon in gyms now is spin classes, but adding weights on the bike. So spin classes with weights while you're on the bike. Many of you are totally fine doing that, but I've had several people coming in with complaints, and I had one gentleman who's coming in who's really working on his fitness, and healthy diet and so forth. But he started doing a spin class with weights on the bike. He tweaked his lower back, and it ended up being months to get him back in shape. So just be wary of doing weights in a precarious position, like on the bike. I can see getting off a spin bike, doing some weight exercises, hopping back on the bike, doing the spin thing, and so forth. So just be cautious there. Trying to keep up with people in class. So you go to a class phenomenon, a boot camp would be a classic one. You're trying to keep up with everybody. I always say listen to your body, particularly if you're new, don't push yourself. If something is not agreeing with you, don't do that. If something hurts over here, modify that or eliminate and do something different. Don't feel compelled to keep up with everybody else. I know that's the pull, that's the draw of doing classes, I get that, but listen to your body. Even myself, I'm a yoga pansy. When I go to yoga, I'm the first one out of poses. There are certain ones that I will never do because I know it's going to irritate my back. Nobody cares. I'm not ridiculed at the end of class by people saying, "We saw you not doing that exercise. You're out of here. You're never welcome back." No, nobody ever says that at all. We all want to be encouraging each other to do these things. So be careful in your Pilates and your Zumba and your yoga and your boot camp or whatever it might be. Just listen to your body. Cable rows. Cable rows. Rows are great exercises for the back. And the most of you know what I'm talking about. You've got the cable and the weight stack in front of you like so. And you're pulling like this. Usually this portion of it is fine, as long as you're not doing the way down, way up, way down, way up situation, right? So usually doing a nice tight row like in here is fine. The problem with cable rows, however, is going and getting the weight, bringing it into position, and then when you're finished, letting the weight back down again. You can see as I'm moving my body here, it puts your lower back in a precarious position under load. Cable rows, for that reason, I don't recommend, because I've had several patients come into me hurting themselves on that machine, and again, it was putting the weights down or getting the weights into position. And lastly, anything that hurts. If you feel like something is irritating your lower back or your neck, it requires either elimination, replacement, modification. So just listen to your body. That is being safe at the gym, doing things that work for you, and eliminating things that don't. Just recently, I had to go through workout regimens of 2 women I can think of, and 1 man. We had to identify what was irritating their back. The 2 women, it was addition of ab exercises or new ab exercises, and with another gentleman, it was back extensions. So we had to go through exercise after exercise to figure out which one was irritating them. We figured it out, they're out, and they're doing great.